Hello and welcome to another installment of Let's Play Civilization 4 Realism Invictus. This is the Asharid Het, and I had said in the previous video that I intended to get another installment up within a day or two, and then I ended up getting involved in kind of a small informal project, which is mostly done, but it in any case ended up preoccupying a lot of my time. But I should have a little while to play right now, so I thought I would get another video recorded. We left off with our workers finally beginning to construct paved roads, and we're 2 turns away from water pump, which will allow us to build non-irrigated slave farms on these plains tiles, and also to slash and burn farm this jungle. And believe it or not, that actually is a relatively decent source of food for the time being. Oh, it doesn't even require a water pump. Silly me. Yeah, clearing the jungle requires water pump. I am actually in quite a bit of a sleep debt right now. I just took a small nap. Hopefully that helped, but I have been on low sleep this week, so hopefully, as with my being hungry in one of my earlier videos, hopefully that doesn't end up being much of an issue, but disclaimer in case I say or make careless mistakes. Say careless things or make careless mistakes. So anyway, that slash and burn farm could be worked by the capital. In fact, it could have been worked by the capital this whole time. Bronze working, Great Bath. Yeah, it would have been +1. I mean, it wouldn't have made a huge difference, and we still probably would have worked the same tiles for a while anyway, but all that to say, it is there. I'm probably not going to chop this for a little while. Okay. So, in addition, we were going for hanging gardens. We missed the Nefertiti bust, which would have given us an additional food to our pagan temples. It really would have been nice to have, but oh well. This is still a good wonder to go for. And we have masonry materials and limestone, which if you have masonry materials, then you have limestone as well. So we basically have double production speed on this. And yeah, I didn't really look at this a whole lot off screen before hitting record, so these are kind of my spontaneous thoughts jumping back into it. But yeah, we have 4 workers, 4 cities. That's a little bit less than ideal, but I think we'll make do with what we have rather than build another for the time being. Quick look at diplomacy. Yep, no one still has urban planning, so really we should be fine on this. Unless someone has banked a great engineer, and I don't think that's possible, actually, because we built the pyramids, which gives you great engineer points, but otherwise, engineers, and I think it'll tell you from here, I don't think there's anything that allows you to work an engineer specialist to get great engineer points until probably something in like the medieval era, maybe Renaissance. It's not the forge. Yeah, that's what I thought. You can only do craftsmen with forge, whereas in Beyond the Sword you could actually work engineers with forges right away. Just out of curiosity, since I'm on that rabbit trail, I think it might be blast furnaces. And again, I've got to be careful not to select my record key when I type here. Yeah, can turn one citizen into engineer, and that requires a medieval tech. Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, we should be safe on this, and that will greatly expedite our growth. Now, of course, public wells and aqueducts have to be built as well, so um, yeah, we don't really have those anywhere yet. Yeah, okay. I mean, we'll have plenty of time to build them while the wonder's under construction, but that has to be borne in mind. While I'm at it, I am going to go ahead and get my construction path. Um, yeah, Zap recommended building some skirmishers, which I think is a great idea um, to stack with my horses here because they're 2 strength melee and they would be a good counter to slaves. I don't know if that's something to go for right now per se, but something to keep in mind. So yeah, weaponsmithing. Yeah, and I need to figure out what to research after water pump. Oh, right, I forgot. I don't know why I'm still in Tribal Union. This is just not a good civic. You're supposed to switch out of it immediately, I think, because there's not, even if you switch to autocracy, the only penalty you pay, as it were, is, oh wow, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm I'm taking a penalty on my city maintenance doing this. Whoops. Um, he was probably charitable and not making fun of me for staying in this. Yeah, the plus 25 maintenance is bad, and if you switch to autocracy, not only do you lose that, you get a number of city upkeep reduction. There might be something psychological about switching into something that says +1 on happiness, but I mean, it's the same with tribal unions, so. And you gain a bonus from barracks and walls, which I actually have already in a couple of my cities. Now, Confederation, I don't know about this one. We would get minus 50% from distance to palace, which right now is 4. That's basically not anything significant. Number of cities is the same between those two civics, though. So, and the unit production's not bad. And we currently have walls in the capital and Uppsala, and now that I have masonry materials, building walls is going to be something I do in fairly short order in the other 2 cities. Happiness isn't really a problem, but for reasons of defense, if nothing else, that's a good approach. Between the 2, I'm probably going to go with autocracy, and I should have done that a long time ago. I do think traditional custom's pretty great. I will probably stay in this for a long time. I made the comment, I don't think civil service is very good, honestly. Anyone watching this has a counter argument, I'd be interested to hear that. I mean, it's medium upkeep, and it gives you a small hammer boost to buildings, but a malice to unit production, and then it enables some stuff that's not that great, honestly. If you have a super capital, the Colosseum can be good, but I don't know. Yeah, what happiness from the slave market? I don't know. Maybe I'll kind of do a small study of this at some point, but I think traditional custom is far and away better. So we'll be staying in that. Slavery, obviously, will stay in. Yes, pastoral nomadism. It might be time to switch out of that because now that with water pump, and I had thought to mention this previously, and I don't think I ever did, but now that we'll be getting water pump, I'll be able to build farms, and non-irrigated farms suffering -2 food because of pastoral nomadism. is really no good. And we'll have to take the hit from our output on livestock food, but I mean, it's going to have to give way at some point. Now that means this city might starve. Yeah, and that wonder production is going into the hanging gardens as well, so we can get another 50% on that if we switch back to subsistence economy. Yeah, we definitely want to stay in paganism after all the investment we made with our pagan temples. So yeah, I'm probably going to switch to autocracy and subsistence economy. Pasture and camp. That unfortunately is going to entail a loss of 4 food here, which means we'll start starving. We have 57 food, it'll be -2, which will give us a little bit of time to get some farms built, but we might have to stop working this gold mine. However, it's still the obvious choice because this city's not growing, this city's not growing. We won't really have too much of a problem in Kalmar, but still we'll want to get some. I may not farm around here. I might make this a designated commerce city, but in any case, we still need to start building slave farms. And I definitely need to get out of tribal union, so now is probably the best time to do that. Okay. Alright, here goes. Now, the good thing is, even though our economy is not really going to be moving, the workers, which we need to reallocate towards, turn the volume down just a little bit here. The workers, which we need to build these farms, obviously, are able to still work on the roads in the meantime. Yeah, and we had a dynamic change. We're now the North Sea Empire instead of Norse tribes, and I believe that's just from the government civic. I don't think any of these other 4 had anything to do with that, but now that we're autocracy instead of tribal union, our flag changed, and maybe our color slightly did, but okay. Alright, let's proceed. Yeah, it can be confusing in my Germany games. I've played 2 of them so far, and your actual color can completely change. In fact, Germany starts with a kind of light blue similar to this, and then it changes to yellow when you switch to monarchy, which I like that concept, as I mentioned before, the flavor and the roleplay of it, but it can be confusing when your mind is trained to associate the color with a certain civ and then it changes. However, from beyond the sword, I see it as the Holy Roman Empire already, so in that case, it's not so much of an eyesore. Okay, yeah, and that put us, I don't think we were in a budget surplus before. City maintenance was reduced by 4, and we still have our free unit support. It was unaffected. Of course, we didn't switch to Confederation, so it wouldn't have mattered, but with respect to unit support, that is. Okay. Yeah, that was stupid of me. I should have done that a long time ago. I think they got rid of beaker overflow. I don't really want to test that right at this moment, but on that assumption, I'm going to take the most efficient route to 2 turns and bank another 32 gold here. And yep, 31 turns on gardens now. Only 1 archer, that's pretty thin. I'm probably going to do ironworking next. That'll make our, give us access to better archers, which I will immediately build, I think. We need weaponsmithing next anyway for ironworking. Yeah. So while I'm researching weaponsmithing and ironworking, I'll get the public wells up. Well, not here. They don't need it. They don't need it. They don't need it. Yeah, okay, so that's not an immediate priority, but hanging gardens is good until mechanized farming, so that effect will come into play later anyway. But I don't want to build an archer when I can get a composite bow with ironworking. One unit in garrison is probably tempting to even the Prince-friendly Maya AI with Caradoc mod affecting its decision making, but we do have that defensive stack should they attack randomly in the meantime. Walls. Yeah. Now that I have masonry materials, it's probably not a bad idea to go ahead and do that. And then slave market. And then once I'm done with the paved road routes, my workers are going to build a bunch of slave farms. Okay, 50 gold available. Can I have it? Oh, okay. Yeah, there is like a inconspicuous timer on requests you can make. They won't obviously always let you demand stuff, but I think it's like every 30 turns or something they'll let you make a demand of a certain caliber. Yeah, and you can see we have an espionage lead on every civ that has the spy icon here. So we don't on Poland. They're probably banking their points against us specifically, which you can do. But we have so many points against the Maya that we can actually see what they're building and what they're researching. So yeah, they'll get calendar in 15 turns, and we could see, you know, it's building their spearmen here, library, archer. To play diligently, it's a good idea to keep an eye on that data. $26 or $30. Yeah, I'm going to switch to this limestone quarry because we won't starve before we build it. This has more hammers.
Water sustains all.
Said by the most well-known of the pre-Socratic philosophers. Okay, now we can build aqueducts, slave farms, and yeah, this is a really strong tech, I think. Or maybe it's just my current food poor situation making me think so. Okay. Does it directly lead to paper? Yeah, it does. Wow, I mean, there are the expensive prerequisites here, but it does immediately lead to paper otherwise. Fascinating. The subtlety of this tree is interesting. The Beyond the Swords tech tree was pretty intuitive and fascinating, but this is even deeper, and I think there are about twice as many techs, so took a while to get kind of a basic feel for it, but I'm still not where I can read it the way a skilled player can after a while. Okay, weaponsmithing in 9 turns, and we're getting a 40% bonus on it. That's weird. They completed great works of art on the same turn. Okay. Wealthiest. Ha, second greatest. Okay, so there is an unknown civilization. They might have had some isolated start in the aforeguessed other ring continent, if there is one there. Okay. Barbarians. See, the AI is pretty smart. It's probably going to attack this city right here. I, however, am not going to sit idly by while it does that. Normally, they never leave their cities. I guess they sometimes do. I mean, they have plenty of units here. Ooh, Pillager, 4 strength, 1 movement. Come on now. Yeah, it's just the barbarian short swordsman, but... Okay, and we have no anti-melee promotions with them, but we do on our chariot here. Nope, okay, they probably saw the counterattack coming. In any case, I'll leave them here. Pretty decently productive mines, even though they are only 2 tiles. And this one's a quarry, not a mine. Okay, now we can research with proper speed. That's what I'm talking about. That's pretty good, actually. 46. That is pretty good, actually. It must be the gold mine. We don't really have... Well, we have decent trade routes, too. That adds up. And a scientist. Banked here, yeah. Every little thing kind of adds up. We got a scientist, a gold mine, decent trade routes. Okay. Fine. Tempting me into battle, barbarians. Eventually I'll take the city anyway. Unless someone wants to do some kind of crazy amphibious assault, unless they have open borders. No other AI would be able to do this anyway. But I probably will wait until siege for that, because 3 archers in a city is fairly hefty. Okay, and they moved into... I think this is the first war declaration of the game. Okay. Pope Alexander Borgia has declared war on Askia. Alexander VI Borgia. My mistake. Alright. So this is where the war is going to happen, and because of our excellent intelligence networks, we are able to see it. Alright, so... Yeah, I haven't really looked closely at the Roman unit catalog. The Polybian Legionary, you would think that would be one of their... Well, it might be their unique unit. It looks like just a short swordsman. Yeah, okay. It is just a distinctive unit. It's not even unique. Their unique unit's the Swiss Guard and the Ballista. Interesting. 15% and then 15% versus melee. It's interesting because some of these distinctive units are sometimes notably different from the base unit. In this case, Assault Aid. Yeah, it is better. 15% city attack, 15 versus melee, 52 cost versus 48. So it's kind of like the Praetorian, more expensive and better. Okay, so he's bringing in 3 Polybian legionaries, 2 militia, 1 archer, and 2 chariots. I do like how the AI is... It seems like in Beyond the Sword, it would really only throw big stacks at you. It would wage really large-scale wars, but it's kind of strategically satisfying and fun how the AI knows how to rush you now. I've been rushed with like 3 or 4 units really early in the game. And that's not a lot, obviously, but if you have 1 unit defending a city, that's definitely more than threatening, or more than merely threatening. That can easily take a city from you. And the Mali here, ooh, this city's probably going to fall. I thought this was mostly defensive units. Yeah, so they have 4 work boats. Why did they overbuild those? Reed boat. I'm playing pretty slowly, but whatever. Oops, reed boat. There's my tiredness, probably. And I can't even spell, wow. Okay. Oh, this replaces the galley. Okay, it's not a workboat. But still, why would he overbuild those? 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 archers. No walls. Now, there's also a partisanship mechanic. When you have enough culture in a city, and we can see from his radius here that he almost certainly does, there is a chance when an attacking army attacks the city that it will essentially draft a unit the same way that you can draft units otherwise. Reduces the population, spawns a relatively weak, irregular unit, and reduces the culture in that city. That is a very interesting mechanic. Obviously, that's something that occurs in real history, but it wouldn't occur in cities that aren't, thoroughly part of that empire represented by its culture. So we may see some partisans in Gao here. I still think he's probably going to waltz in. He didn't bring any siege, but I mean, he just has 2 archers. That's not really going to do much unless he gets a lot of luck with not only the combat rolls, but he's able to spawn some partisans here. There is a mechanic for that, and I asked it in the main thread for this mod. I forgot the specific mechanics on how they spawn, but I suspect he's just going to walk in and take this city in 2 turns. And it's a pretty good city spot. Anything grassland is pretty attractive. Gold, pigs, wheat, fur, fresh water, coastal. So yeah. And this is also a really good spot too. So even if Rome only takes this one city, it's not like they'll be crippled, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Alright, now we connected this. Oh no, it's just awake because of the barbarians. This is still under construction. Okay, yep, he's just going to move into this grass, and then I suspect he'll take the city the next turn. But yeah, I believe that was the first war declaration of the game. I knew it couldn't last forever. And Askia is Hindu, and papal AI is probably programmed not to tolerate neighbors who are of a different religion. On his side, the Celts are pleased. They probably won't join the war for him. Yeah, and the Maya are friendly with him. So are we. And in fact, we are in a love triangle. No, we're not in a love triangle because the Maya aren't friendly to Rome. Rome is friendly to the Maya. But in any case, we 3 Jew civilizations are Jewish, kind of in something of a proto-alliance, although formal alliances were gotten rid of. Yeah, it's another thing is chariots don't receive defensive bonus, same with every horse unit. Yep, they're attacking me directly. See, the base game AI wouldn't do this. Barbs would stay in their city and you could ignore them as long as you wanted. But it gives you a nice sense of danger that they are not like that in this mod. Okay, slave market. Easy choice is going to be public well. Oh, I think I just made another mistake. Hang on. Was that discontinued? Yep, it is. So, yep, I was going to build that. Whoops, I should have already built these. They're not obsolete until... Oh, man, I'm stupid. So the aqueduct would have replaced it anyway. Okay, yeah, so the food bonus for the Great or Hanging Gardens doesn't stack. Oh well. Still, +2 food for Aqueduct is pretty great. That makes that an easy choice here because it already had a health problem and it just lost food from switching out of Pastoral Nomadism. And then how long until this becomes a hamlet? 18 turns. Wow, that's a long time.
Without a sign, his sword the brave man draws, and asks no omen but his country's cause.
Okay, and then we'll get the chance to see if we have iron anywhere near. Okay, they attacked and failed. So I don't think he had that short swordsman before. He just had those 2 archers. So unless that's the partisan unit that spawned, he built one in time. But yeah, the Romans did not succeed. I am surprised. They are very beat up with what few units they have left. That short swordsman is the only thing in there. If they lose the city, they'll lose this settler as well. I don't think they're going to attack again. Alright, so I'm surprised they didn't win that, but it looks like Rome just lost a pretty big gamble there. Wow. Let's see what happens. They suicided on the city again? No, it looks like they were probably attacked once and then they're going to go on a pillage rampage now. Yeah, the AI can be kind of nasty. Concludes it can't take the city, so it switches to just marauding instead. With only 1 unit, he's not gonna... Well, he might attack, but he can't leave the city, so... And he can't kill the whole stack either. Okay, paved road complete. Guess what? Time to build another one. Alright, this spy finally made it all the way back down here. And the Mongols looks like they've conquered their way up the peninsula a little bit. They probably took this Barb City too, this other one. Man, I can't believe they didn't take this. Yeah, they pillaged the wheat farm. They'll go for the gold or the pigs next. That archer would attack from Genet, so they'll probably move up to this gold hill. Yep. Ah, sweet, we culturally flipped the city. Nice. Alright, say hello to higher maintenance costs and slower research. I mean, install a new governor. Okay, we have this stinky, starving city now. What to do? Okay, it's unhealthy. It doesn't really have any food. The culture restarts when you flip. They didn't even have that fish improved, I don't think. So yeah, we'll have to get a workboat and start all over. It already has decent defenses, so probably workboat aqueduct. I'm actually going to move this archer down here, though. It's nice that it flipped the units, too. I know that's how that works, but it would be unfortunate to have to rebuild all of those. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I should have known confidently, but I second-guessed whether or not you could flip Barb cities. I was going to attack it militarily, and I commented on that. But it looks like Barb cities are perfectly flippable. Maybe that's one of those things I did know, but I'm just not recalling right now. Okay. Smokehouse. I mean, ooh, they did take it and they found another one here. So yeah, we've got a pretty good political geography discovery, and we can see what's going on in many of these cities as well, which is pretty cool. I do really think the politician trait is great, because if we didn't have that, this wouldn't be happening. Unless we just, because we don't have any allocation to espionage. All of it is coming from our palace. So the mere fact that everyone's espionage is just coming from their palace, and we happen to have a bonus on that, means we've accrued more points, and so we can see all their stuff. We wouldn't have any of this intel without that trait. Now, once the AI starts building spies of its own, I assume this will go away for the most part, unless we play the same game. But thanks to Politician, for now, we have all of this intel. And they already have horses, okay. Yeah, I saw these here, but I forgot that they have it within their borders already. And we're about to see if we have ironworking within ours. Yeah, I'll keep that same research pace. Alright, Poland. Why not? There's basically not really an incentive to say no to these. Maybe in a small exception here and there. Judaism has died out. I didn't know that could happen. Oh, it's religious shock. Okay, I did know about that. Okay, so he founded Solar Cult. That's annoying. Yep, okay, so I knew this was a mechanic, but this is actually the first time I've actually seen it happen. When a new religion gets founded, there's a religious shock. And I don't know if it absolutely does this or if it's just a chance, but there's a chance it can uproot religions in surrounding cities. I guess it didn't happen in Avignon or in Durango. We just happened to get spectacularly unlucky with both of ours. It's still our state religion, and I don't think that can be uprooted, but we don't have any practicing Jewish cities anymore. Because he founded Solar Cult, which he'll probably stay in because that's gotta be his favorite religion. Yeah. Yeah, easily. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Someone's gonna have to spread that back to us. Um, Now, missionaries, or Jewish missionaries, I don't think they need the state religion to be available at all. But, yeah, that's with free religion. I don't know that we can manually spread this, unfortunately. Rabbi. Okay, with the rabbi, we'd need dynasticism. Yeah, see, it says requires Judaism. I think that means as a state religion, not within the city constructing it. But I honestly don't know the answer to that. And a monastery. You can only build one at a time, and with that, we'd need Judaism almost certainly in this. Again, same question, and meditation. But we don't have dynasticism yet anyway. We could get that one pretty quickly if we wanted, but it's not the highest priority. I did want to build the religious buildings and everything, but the Maya may switch out of Judaism. That's going to be really important to keep an eye on. If they do, I'm basically choosing Rome over them, which is probably a wise choice. I slightly anticipated this already. I mean, the Maya are my neighbors. I could attack them without incurring a "you declared war on our friend" penalty from Rome. And they have some pretty nice spots to take, so I'm going to see if he switches out of Judaism. Not so far. But yeah, that's definitely something to keep an eye on. I'll probably stay in Judaism anyway, at least until free religion or critical thought. Same difference, really. Okay, now the Mandan. That is the Askia here. Plus 11. I can basically make a permanent ally of him. I'd still be friendly if I refused. Yeah, let's do it. Well, he's only cautious. I have nothing to gain for staying at peace with him. Okay. So we get brownie points with him, and he's too threatened to really attack me anyway. And he'd have to go through the Maya, so he doesn't really represent a threat on his own. However, I'll need to be careful not to forget that we are in fact now formally at war. If he has open borders with Maya, he can march an army through. I don't think he would do that, even if he could. But, yeah, he doesn't have open borders anyway. And he probably wouldn't relinquish a garrison for that purpose. He's already hiding his workers, and he has these big slave revolt here. Okay, let's see if we have iron anywhere. I would say we probably even have it in our capital. Unless the map script screwed up, it's probably going to give us a lot of strategic resources.
Man muss das Eisen schmieden, solange es heiß ist.
Okay, farm productivity's higher, better archers, reveals iron. Okay, not in our capital, and it looks like actually not anywhere. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad we focused on culture here for this salt, because it had the unintended benefit of securing this iron. However, the Maya are exerting pressure on it too. No Judaism here. He has Zoroastrianism, and he'll probably spread solar cult to it. Well, not if he doesn't switch to it. I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't an intended thing. He simply founded it for researching calendar, excuse me. And he founded solar cult, and it just had a religious shock, so he didn't necessarily choose to switch out of that. It was just an unintended consequence of researching that tech. But yeah, anyway, we do have direct control of iron for the time being. That is going to incentivize eventual war with him. He is score lead. We are currently nominally stronger, but we'll see how long that lasts. Okay, that's a bit of a jump. I am actually going to do currency next. I think I talked about that in the previous video. Fortunately, we're going to have to slow down the pace. Of course, that didn't result in fewer turns, or more turns. Okay, a bit of an unsettled hinterland here. Mine turns on gardens. Still no one has urban planning except them. They now have that. I don't think they're going to get to it. If they do, I'll be pretty mad though. This is just a 2-pop city. It's not the most productive thing ever. Although these are pretty productive tiles, admittedly. Okay, you've got to wait a couple turns till... yeah. Okay. Enemy has been spotted near Kalmar. Ah, his little scout. I mean, it's just a warrior. He can't do anything. We don't even have any improvements, but I will still let him know we're defended here. Alright, he is going to move up. He is going to give me free experience is what he's going to do.